So when I started my business 1 year ago, I had a lot of questions into actually what is going to make the business work. You had this big idea, but from going to one idea to actually having a business that works, there is a lot of things that come into it. So in today's video, we are going to see the main 3 elements and 6 core things that you need to implement in order to get there. And you have then a clear roadmap or a clear idea of the elements that, okay, maybe are holding you back. Or maybe that's just a thing that you have an idea, but how do you get there? And this is how you get there. So, but before we do, I'm Tom Forrest. I'm an entrepreneur and I've been building my business for more than a year now. And so what I do in my channel is I just share what I'm learning as I go. And this is one of the things that I have learned. So let's get to it. First, the first 3 that we are going to see here are kind of the obvious things. The first very thing, and that's probably the thing that you are working on. That's why we are going to start with that. This is the product / service. At a core of a business wants to make money. And so to do that, you either need to have a product or a service. That's it. And if you don't have it, you don't have a business, period. So one of the best resources that I can actually recommend to you that I have used to kind of figure that out for myself on what to do and so on was I read the book of Alex Hormozy, $100 million offer. But also one of the mistakes that I did at that point was that I thought to solve too big of a problem. Well, the best advice that I can give you when it comes to actually figuring out the service or product you want to sell, even if you have an idea here, is to focus on one specific small problem at first. Then if you have big ideas with big problems to solve, that's okay, but understand that this is going to get to the long run. First, you need to make money, because if you don't make money, you can't sustain it for the long run. The business game is an infinite game, which means this is the ones that are winning or the ones that are standing at the end. So you need a way to make money short term to sustain your big idea over the long run. And so the way that I found to do it is actually focusing your energy on a small set of problems, a small problem, but that is very clear, very easily that you can communicate very easily with your customers and so on, and try to build an outstanding solution to it. Because when you are trying to focus on 2 big problems, what happens is then you have limited time and resources. And so because of that, if the problem is too big relative to your resources, to your time, you will just end up with an average or sub-average solution. And that doesn't sell very well. Where on the other side, if you focus on the smaller problem, but that you have a ton of resources and time to actually get something really good on that small set of problem or that small problem, you will get an outstanding solution. And people are more inclined buy even though you're focusing on a smaller part of the problem, but if the solution is outstanding, they will prefer that. At least that's kind of the thing that I've been thinking a lot through my journey as an entrepreneur. Then the second thing is going to be, of course, customers. Okay, that's great. Actually, no, not like that. Okay, that's great. You have that base product, but now you need people to sell to. And this is when you start thinking about marketing. How do I actually get people to know I exist? That's pretty much the way to do it here. I have products and services that solve real problem, and I have built an outstanding solution. And that's the key, an outstanding solution. Well, now, how do I get people to actually buy it? That's where marketing comes into play, because just people don't know you exist. So there is really 2 ways to go about marketing. This is first through organic content or paid ads. I'm talking mainly about the online business game, because this is the business game that I'm working on. And so that's kind of the thing that I'm figuring out for myself. So there is a ton of other way to market, but I'm not going to go over those because that's things that I don't really know anything about. But mainly, this is that you're going to start creating a brand, because products are great, but they don't. You need a brand around it to actually communicate the value, what you're standing for. Because people are not just buying the product, they are buying you, or buying the concept of you. And that's the thing that need to go through when you're communicating. And the communication aspect doesn't start once the product is finished. I would say the more you need, throughout the building process, you need to communicate to let people know what you are doing and what it's coming. And the better it is, the more anticipation this is going to get, and the more people are going to want to actually get it. Then the third point, and before we're going to go over those here, which are actually more practical details of everything here. The last point, which you may not have think about it, but that's something very important, and that can just put you okay, I have customer, I have a product, but how can I actually get money from people? Because so that's pretty much payment processing. Because back in the day, that was simple. You have a credit card, and you just use your bank system just to do it, and you just run this system. Okay. Nowadays online, you don't have to do that anymore. The best thing that I can really advise you to use is Stripe. It's extremely easy, extremely effective, and I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to that, because there is ton of options, but at the end of the day, you want to make it easier for yourself and for people to actually buy from you. And so trying to just do it all by yourself, especially given the nature of finance or regulation that are going around payment processing, you want to keep it simple and stupid, and to be honest, Stripe is the best way to go. So let's go about the details here. The first of which is the business setup. The business setup here is going to be your website. The website you're building is the store of your product or services. And so that's kind of the first element. That's when once you know you can deliver, you have something, you need people to kind of go and get it. So that's kind of the business setup, and you do that by your website. Then you have the type of actual service you are going to have. So this is product or service. So you have the website, and then how this translates in terms of product and service. So maybe I should not. Yeah, I mean, you're going to understand that just either you have an app. So this business setup here, your website is going to redirect, is going to just be the front end of your app, and so when people are coming, they can then register and get transferred to your app, or they get transferred to your services, which lead to calls, mainly calls, because if that's a service, you want to get in touch with the person to deliver your service. Then what happened is, okay, the business setup link the customer to your service or product. But before they go through this, there is what's called the landing page and funnel. This is important to convert leads, because leads are people that are coming to your website, into actual customer. The landing page is going to be the main first page that they land on, and then you have the funnel that is going to take the customer step by step through understanding your product or service, so you convert them into actual customer at the end. So this is a process that warm people, the cold leads, the person that is just arriving on your website, and then as you go through the process of the funnel, they get to know you better, get to know your service, your app better, and this is pretty much a sales process that aims to warm people up to what you are offering. So at the end, they are just compelled. It's just they cannot say no to your offer, and they just want to buy. That's just the process of converting better. And then we have with the payment processing, you want we are coming back, but you want to get to a way to get paid, but also refund. That's important. That's the element you need to understand. You want to be able to get money, but you want also to be able to give back if necessary. And that's something we can tend to forget, but that's really important at the end, that you can actually refund people if they ask to. So that's kind of the detail here that we are. And then we have the process of marketing, of course. Which is the process, as I told you before, that lead to actually acquiring new customer, acquiring new leads. Leads are the people that just get to know you for the first time, and so that's a lead. And then you are going to get those leads. Marketing primarily is getting you leads that you can then transfer to your landing page and funnel, so they get converted into actual customers. But through your landing page and funnel, maybe you can have a sales call to close that person to actually get a customer of yours. And then you have the post-purchase. The post-purchase is basically they have buy. Now you need to deliver a satisfying customer experience to make sure they enjoy what you have offered, that they feel they get value from the money they put in, so you can build a feedback loop where they provide word of mouth to other people, so other people get excited by your offer and want to come and get you. This is pretty much free customers. So as long as you make sure that they have a satisfying experience, you can get organic growth in your business by having people referring to other people to your service and so on. So that's kind of all the elements. If you can nail all of those down in your business, you will have a thriving business that is constantly growing. So that's how you go from one idea to an actual business that is working. So thanks you for watching, and I'll see you next time.